Patrick, you and I have coached together for a number of years. Talking a little bit about your story because we had talked earlier this week and it inspired me. And I said, would you mind jumping on a call and just talking more in depth about what you have going on and kind of your history and your history with me and Accelerate and all that? Because I think it's such an inspirational story. So thanks for taking the time out of your day.
Yeah, no problem. Always love talking to you.
So you and I kind of went back and forth on when we started coaching together. It's actually been longer than we thought, but it was back 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. We started working together, and then you took a little bit of a leave from the real estate industry and pursued some other interests of yours, and now you're coming back and ready to take over the world. Tell me a little bit about your journey and when you were in the business before. Now, you've been in the business a long time. How long have you been in the business total?
Um, I've been now almost 20 years.
We partnered up, like I said, back in 2018, 2019. You had already been a successful real estate agent. You had been in different markets. You had moved to a new market and you were looking to expand your business. We worked together for a little bit and then you got away from the business for a little bit and pursued some other interests. And now you're coming back. Tell me a little bit about that journey.
Yeah. Well, my journey in real estate started 20 years ago, actually 22 years ago, to be correct, with the birth of my son. And that got me involved in real estate. I became an at-home dad when he was born a preemie. And I was remodeling a house, and my wife had the corporate job with all the insurance. So we decided, I stay home, be the at-home dad, and finished remodeling the house, and it actually went very well, and we sold it. It's like, well, why don't you just keep doing this, get your license? So since then I've been a real estate agent, allowing me to take care of family matters and also have continue having a career, which either buying my own homes and remodeling them and flipping them, or just as an agent buying and selling, has been very lucrative and wonderful for our family
That's
success.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Back in 2018, 2019, what made you decide to look for a coach and to get into a coaching program? What were you looking for?
Yeah, I mean, I've always, throughout my career, I've always felt that if you want to be good at something, be around smart people, be around people who've done it. Being part of a team is important, and getting coaching. So when I first got into real estate, I actually did a Zig Ziglar training seminar because it's important. And ever since then, I know you got to get trained and be around people who can show you the way that you may not know. Trying to do things out there by yourself is just, some people can do it. Some people have the knack. But I truly believe in teamwork and being coached and finding people who know how to do it and hang around them,
That's
and
awesome.
absorb their knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a faster road, right? I mean,
Totally.
I'm sure I know you're a super intelligent guy and you've been very successful in a lot of different avenues in your life. So I'm sure you could figure it out, but it's exhausting. It's a lot of extra work when you could learn from somebody else and not, I don't want to say cut corners, but definitely speed up the process.
No, it's for sure. Not only having a coach, it's the motivation. Just knowing you have a commitment to not just, real estate. You really work for yourself, and you could wake up in the morning and go like, you know what, I'm just going to go to the beach today. Where you have that commitment with a coach who says, nope, we're on a call. What are you doing? Accountability. So I always feel that's always important.
Yeah.
And having you coach and just, waking me up in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. It's awesome to coach you because you're already like you're just willing to take the coaching and to go implement. And I think that's such a big piece of it. So it's always fun. Like I've learned so much from coaching you too, from your experience, and really just building off of what you already know and kind of supersizing it, and really focusing your efforts. And I think we all need accountability, whether we want to admit it or not. I know I have a few coaches that keep me accountable. I think that's really important. So, like I said, you left the business for a little bit and pursued some other things, and now you're back. And you reached out to me not too long ago, actually, just maybe a month ago, maybe a little bit longer, and said, "Okay, I'm coming back. I'm going to take over the real estate world. Can we pick up where we left off?" And of course, I said, "Absolutely, I would love to. It'd be my pleasure." And so we've been back coaching Tell me a little bit about the coaching experience thus far and why you thought that was important. I know you mentioned a little bit about your feelings about coaching and accountability in that, but why pick back up and why did you feel coaching was really important for you as you move forward this time?
Well, I mean, though I might think I know a lot and know everything, it's always good to have a coach to say, hey, let's go deeper. Or what process are you using to be successful? Here's a better way. Or what way are you using? Is it working? So when starting back up again, I just went right back into the systems that you taught me and immediate success in it. First thing is SOI. Get back in touch with your SOI and tell them all you're back in real estate.
Yeah.
And just doing that in of itself was just priceless. And then moving forward, it's like, okay, how can I build forward? I gotta get with Micah and now build it the rest of it, and stay focused and motivated, and and that team spirit that you bring to this group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we're glad to have you back. I'm excited with where we're going. We definitely have a lot of plans, so I'm excited to see it all come together for sure. So that brings me to my next question, and really the meat of this interview. We've been working together now a month or so since you came back, but you have a lot going on in your business. Can you tell everybody a little bit about what you have so quickly? Now, granted, you got 20 years experience. You've coached with me before. So we were able to kind of hit the ground running. But can you share a little bit about what you have going on? Because when you told me, I was like, wow, like I was motivated. It got me excited.
Oh, great. Yes. And again, it's back to part of the systems that you trained us to use. So I went right back into that system and saying, okay, reach out to everybody and just stay in touch with them. And by doing so, and especially with that pivot in the market right now where everybody's been sitting on the fence, I felt, oh, this is perfect. Nobody was doing anything. This is a great time to say, hey, what's going on? Everything's changing. And by just doing that, people were like, we're all ready. So a couple of people who were thinking about selling their house last year, and now let's go. I'm ready. A couple of buyers are like, yeah, interest rates are where they're going to be, and I need a house. I got to start moving forward. So just getting in touch with these people, going through that database, and contacting everybody, which is basic 101 you taught us. You got to be talking to people. Just yeah, it just exploded and busy now.
That's awesome.
So it's
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
So right now you've got one listing on the market. You've got a buyer that's fully approved that you're out showing properties to, and I think they're going to list, correct?
Well, I got the buyer. Yeah, I got another a listing, a previous listing who we took it off the market. We're probably going to put his house back on the market. He's
Awesome.
still 50-50 with that. A listing appointment I went on the latter part of last year. He's now back in the mix, and we've talked a few times, and he's like, I'm ready to sell it. I'll be back next month, and let's get it going. Um, Two or three buyers that I just met again, getting back out there again, networking and talking to people. They're like, yeah, I'm thinking about buying a house, and now's a good time because it's
Yeah.
not going to change. And having those conversations, like you said, informing people on the market, you know, and just having conversations. You always say you got to have conversations.
Yeah, it's
You're
hard to
not
do this
talking to
business
people.
without talking, right?
You're not talking to people. Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And that's all in, a month or two's time, which is pretty fantastic. But what a way to start the year and to get out there and go after. I know you've got some big goals. So super exciting to talk about that. So you mentioned a little bit about the SOI program that we have, the SOI funnel, and we're getting into some of the other funnels we're exploring for sell by owners, expireds. I know you've got a lot of ideas around your marketing, and then you also do a lot of networking. I know that's one thing that you're really good at is networking and getting out in the community, things like that. Could you expand a little bit on what your focus is now, where you see your business going this year? What are your goals?
My goals now, because of my part-time dynamic over the 20 years, it's always been, again, part-time. And I've done very well part-time. Now I'm like full-time. I actually
Yeah,
have the time to be full-time, which is great, which I'm excited. So now I'm like, I can start expanding and opening up to different areas where networking did great, didn't need to do more, staying in touch with your SOI. Now it's like, let's go further. What more can we do?
Mm.
So continuing to join groups in networking, working and building the SOI, but now taking advantage of some of the things you're starting to coach on. Calling expires. What else can I do? Open houses. And everything else that's a possibility that I wasn't really focused on, and start taking chunks and dedicating time to each of those. We have a wonderful database that we get leads from, and how to work them, and scripts, and how to convert people. So not only is it just getting in front of people, it's how to talk to them with your scripts, and how to get them to convert them to work with you.
You mentioned earlier that I mean we've definitely got a lot of changes. It seems like the last few years it's been one change after another, and you missed some of
Yeah.
that. But
I
yeah,
feel as if I do it every time I step back in. It's like, what's going on
yeah,
now?
it seems like it's just constant. Like we go from one change to the next change to the next change. There's no downtime these days. One thing that I know has been really helpful to you in what we've talked about in the past is the community feel and being a part of something bigger than yourself. Because being a real estate agent, even if you're a part of a big brokerage or a team or anything like that, sometimes it's kind of a lonely road unless you have other people to bounce ideas off of and to game plan with and role play scripts and things like that. How has that helped you, or how does that appeal to you? I know that you said that was a big thing. What is it about that that's good for you?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a person who likes to be part of a team, where not only can I help people, if anyone needs assistance, so that they're there to help you too. And it to me, it's a much better than being out there as a lone agent. Keeping everybody away. Don't touch my leads. Don't get away from my clients. As
Right.
opposed to being more of a team effort, where it's like, hey, I need some help. Grabbing an agent and co-agenting a listing or something with them, because it just works out where that community mindset to me is always very important. Where not only can you help others, you're also going to learn a lot from others. So I don't think I'm always the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I feel like I could add value to the table, and grab that from others.
You're definitely one of the sharpest knives in the door, and so you bring a lot to the conversations. But we have a lot of agents who have been in the business for a long time that have joined Accelerate, and even though they know the answers, sometimes it's nice to just bounce ideas off people or get different perspectives. I learn things from agents that are brand new in the business, never done a deal, but their perspective is so different, and I've never looked at it that way. So there's a lot around that too, and with our masterminds and things like that, we bring out a lot of ideas that even some of my veteran agents say this has been so good to just be able to look at it from a different perspective. So I agree. I think that community feel is always really important. That's something that's really important to us here at Accelerate. We want to make sure that people have access to that. So I'm glad you brought that up. That's awesome. Any suggestions that you could give an agent, whether they're experienced like you are, been in the business a long time, or brand new to the business and just getting going? Any ideas that you could share that might help them start off on the right foot?
Could definitely say get coaching. Be coached. Get with someone who's done it, who knows what they're doing, that's willing to give you that information to help you get started, and then keep you accountable. I mean, not having someone that's coaching you, you have no accountability to yourself, and we all can get very lazy. I can get lazy really quick and go skiing and mountain biking, and not go out there and say, well, I got to stay committed, because I'm committed to my coach and I made a promise. So yeah, I mean, I'd say get on a good team, and get coaching. You know, it's and forever. I mean, I've been doing this 20 years, and I still want to be coached. Have that accountability. Have that because you will always. I know you, Michael, will always keep bringing me to the next level. And whatever level we're at, I can go to the next level. And wherever level that is, you can bring it to the next level. So I'm excited about starting again. I got a lot of years left.
Yeah, accountability is one of those things that we all need it, but we don't always love it. So it's good to have that there. And but at the end of the day, I mean, you have to be accountable to yourself, and that's
Totally.
what's so great about this business is we do get to choose how we spend our time, but that can also be a challenge because sometimes, yeah, all the time there are things that are much more fun than lead generating, for instance, and it's hard to do that before we do the fun stuff. But if we can get into that role and we can focus on getting the business side done and then playing and then enjoying our successes and our time and the fact that we can build our own schedule, this business can be super rewarding but also really exciting. So I'm glad you brought it up that way, and I love watching, you love vacations, you love your family gets together a lot. You've remodeled a house since we started coaching together, and not a small remodel, a
No.
large remodel, and you kind of fit it all in. It's exciting to watch how you've built your business and how you choose to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So it's been really an honor to coach you and watch you develop, and I can't tell you how excited I am now that you're ready to go full time and you want to take this to the next level. That's really what I love about this coaching is helping people get to whatever level that is. So I'm really excited to be on this journey with you. Any last thoughts, any things you want to say?
The second I decided I was going to get back into real estate, the first thing I knew I needed to do was contact you and get back to your coaching and get back to the accountability and the motivation and the systems and, to drive my business forward and, continue with this real estate career till whenever.
That means the world to me. That's awesome. And like I said, the pleasure is all mine. I'm super excited to be on this journey with you. So thanks again, Patrick. I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thank you, sir.